everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager with the Phoenix Knights Racing Team. Yes indeed, we are picking up exactly where we left off last time, and last time we were in China for the Beijing GP where we finished 5th and 6th. Very good result indeed. So, can we continue that forward movement, that trend of upwards performance? Can we get on the podium this season? Questions that hopefully we can answer yes to. And to assist us with moving ourselves further up the field, today, this weekend rather, this race weekend in Tondela in Portugal, there's predicted to be rain, which always could throw a spanner in the works. It could hinder, of course, but more often than not, it tends to help. So fingers are well and truly crossed for the upcoming race. So first of all, we'll just take a quick look at our car. It is gearbox, front wing and engine that we need to improve the reliability of, and that is exactly what we are doing. By the time it gets to race weekend, we should be pretty much 100% on all of those parts, which means we can weight strip them nicely to enhance our performance. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, our engine for next season is done in 5 days' time. Once that is done, we will build another one so that we have 2 engines to take forward next season. And other than that, there's nothing else for us to do. We'll get some sponsors right at the start of the race weekend in 9 days' time. And there is also a rule change vote, removal of Yokohama GP. We're not overly concerned with that, to be quite honest with you. So we shall abstain and build up our voting power. Right then, so mail. Is a WMC waving goodbye to Yokohama in 2022? Could be. Yeah, Sundin concerned about the fuel efficiency of the car. Sundin, the fuel tanks are that small, fuel efficiency is not a problem. If we had to go with the full race length on a tank of fuel, fuel efficiency would be far more important. Right, sponsors are dripping in, drabbing in. We have finished the build of our great engine. Let's take a look at it, shall we? There it is, 1589 1660. Definitely an improvement on what we have. It is a low risk part, which is why we're not going to use it this season. So it will be maxed out and then taken forward to next season. So we will build one more, and it goes a little something like this, to quote a favourite song from the 90s. 20, we go 1610, 1620, and then we go 1589, 1660. So that is what we had. That's what we've just built, but we do have one more component that we can use. So what's the best one to use? 1675, 1700. That's the best one to use. So 1589, 1700, that will be our engine to take forward to next season. Again, it's a low risk part. Let's build it. It's going to cost us 2 million. 1.9. After taking into consideration Brian Potter's financial background. So that's the final engine that we are going to build. It's going to take close to a month, but after that's finished, we'll then start to focus on gearboxes. Yes, indeedy, we shall. Right. So the reliability is improving of our various bits and bobs, which is exactly what we want to see. Sponsors are streaming in all the time, and we have a vote coming up very shortly. After we've taken a look at the European Racing Series at Milan, which we don't give a drop of iota to. We don't really care. New vote. Let's go to it. We are going to abstain. Yes, we are. We couldn't care less whether this race is removed or not. If it is removed, the championship will shrink down to 15 races. We could have skipped this and made it go quicker, of course. And it's rejected, so Yokohama will be staying on the calendar by a single vote. Fair enough. Okay, let's keep soldiering on towards the race weekend. And unfortunately, track practice. One of my contacts told me there's an open slot for a bit of practice. Tondela expert will probably give her £1 million. No chance. No chance. Not for £1 million. And it's only she's only gonna ever use this trait on one track. It's hardly worth £1 million. If it was a permanent trait across her entire, you know, a permanent trait for every race, then fine, but not for just one track. It's ridiculous. Right, we don't. Okay, so 3 offers are available here, so we'll take a look at them. It's for 4th or above, or 5th or above. It's actually more feasible now that we could actually get 5th or above a little bit more regularly. 4th is probably a little bit too high to aim, but 5th is certainly a possibility. We got 5th in the last race, don't forget, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility. However, this has got £1 million upfront payment on top of the 800,000, so I think we're going to take this one. I don't anticipate using this sponsor. I think we'll stick with our 10th place just to play it safe. And here is a fixed payment sponsor, so it's all about which one gives us the most money across the entire length. Which we have to do a quick bit of maths. So I'll do a quick bit of maths. This is going to be the best one. You can see it pretty much straight away. That's 300,000 per race for 13 races. That's going to be less. That's less than £150,000 per race. That's pretty poor, really. So yeah, this is definitely the most lucrative of the lot. It's not exactly marvellous by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the best of a bad bunch. So we'll take it. How does that affect our finances? It actually improves our financial situation. Now only losing 1.5 million per race. We were losing 1.9 at the start of the season. Went down to 1.8 after the last race. With our bonus as well, this could be right down to almost £1 million per race, which is really, really good. Of course, it would be nice to make a profit per race, but that's going to be now impossible without 5-star sponsors. Okay, so here we are, race weekend. We are here. Our car, if we take one last look at it, you can see that we have 100% reliability on the engine, 97 on the wings, and 98 on the gearboxes. I think that's a pretty reliable half a car, don't you? So we're going to weight strip like mad. Okay, so we're expecting to use the medium tyres more often than not. So we're going to actually go a little bit like this. It's kind of 663. I don't think we're going to use a... Well, we could do, but if we are going to use a hard tyre, it's only going to be for a maximum of one stint, I would have thought. So I think what we'll do is we'll go... 752 with both cars. I mean, I know she, technically speaking, has got less smoothness, but I still... Oh, one short. 852, 762. Yeah, that seems to work for me. That seems to work for me nicely. Okay, so 762, 852, parts are done. Let's crack on. See you in qualifying. So it was a bit of a topsy-turvy practice with rain and dry and rain and all kinds of stuff was going on. I couldn't really focus too much on having my drivers go out there and set massively fast laps just to kind of show off a little bit. We were really focusing on getting the tyres as good as we could and the race modes and the qualifying modes and bonuses, because it's going to be one of those races again. It's not going to be quite as an issue as in China, but there is going to be some issue with the tyres here. And as a result of that, I try to do my best to get some semblance of bonuses that could suit potentially both cars, but I didn't really get didn't get there. So we've got qualifying and race trim maxed out, soft tyres up to max for qualifying purposes, and also because Sirikov can probably use this for 2 stints in the race, and they'll have to use the mediums for 1 stint. Sundin is probably going to go soft, medium, medium. So I tried to get at least a 5% bonus to the medium tyre, but he was literally about a split second away from getting that before the session ended, which is rather disappointing. Anyway, it is predicted to rain in the race, so we might not have to worry, because if it is wet for any period of time, then the strategies go out the window. Sorry, so might not be a bigger problem as it first appears. It is going to be a dry qualifying though, so we will be simulating. It's going to be kind of interesting because it's our second dry qualifying, and we've weight stripped the car even further. 150 points performance gain for Sunday, 165 for Sirikov, 50% reliability and 55 respectively, on the crucial parts mainly, so we're getting an extra bit of performance from those crucial parts. We've got the new engines installed. Can we, for the second time in a row, get into the top 10? This would certainly underline the fact that we have improved. Yeah, it's going to be dry, so let's simulate it and see what happens. Here we go. Can both cars get to the top 10? Sundin needs to have a better second hot lap here. She doesn't. She's on a second out lap here. Can she improve? She's down in 14th. She's up into 12th. There we go. There we go. So, okay, interesting. Interesting indeed. It looks like Balcazar is he's getting into some form now, Balcazar. Didn't he win the last race? Qualified on pole in the last race, and he's qualified on pole. I think that might be a she actually. Qualified on pole in this race. Beginning to get into some form here. So it's once again Scuderi, Rossini and Steinman on the front 4 spots. Panther 5th and 6th. We've got De Graaf once again showing that he is really a good driver in that Kitano. In fact, it's more likely to be the Windsor racing cars that we're going to end up challenging for 5th place by the looks of it, because they're struggling. But anyway, Sirikov, not within a second of pole, but he's in 9th. He qualified 10th last time. He's qualified 1 place higher than that. He's qualified 9th this time, and he's beaten Lipponen and he's beaten De Wolf. Sundin in 12th, a little bit disappointing, 2/10 slower than Sirikov, but 12th position is not to be snuffed at, because we know in the race things can certainly change. So there's a grid. We've seen it. We've drunk it in. Sundin disappointed with her qualifying. She felt she could get more out of the car, but she's determined to change that in the race. Well, all you need to do is keep your head, and I'm sure Mr. Potter will do his best to ensure that you have the right strategy for the situation. I'm not seeing any rain. It was forecast rain before the start of the weekend, and there is an element of cloud, which means there could be rain after lap 10. Right where we can't see it, unfortunately, which is really going to play havoc with our strategy, because we're going to end up coming in round about lap 7 or 8, maybe even lap 6. And if it starts to rain lap 11, that's slap bang right in the middle of our second stint. So as we approach round about lap 6, we should get a bit more of an eyeball on the situation. So it might not be too bad. Right, soft and race trim for Sundin. Soft and race trim for Sirikov. Now it's quite warm, so we've got to factor in tyre wear into our strategy, and we've got to factor in how many laps they can do. So it's a 20 lap race, is that right? Yeah, it's a 20 lap race. We're looking at roughly 3 stops of 7, or 2 7s and a 6. So Sundin can actually get close to 6 laps out of her soft tyres. However, it's more likely that she's going to get 5 out of them. And given the hot temperatures, her tyres are going to be prone to overheating, so she can't really push them. So if we actually put her on the mediums and ask her to push the tyres to get the heat into them, she should probably get about 7 laps out of these. Maybe 6 if she's pushing for any length of time. So I think the medium tyre is definitely the better tyre for her to be on. We'll do a couple of medium stints with her. And then if she can get to round about lap 15, 14 at the very earliest, we might try her on a soft stint for her last stop. Alright, so what we'll do with her is we'll have her run a little bit longer than Surikov, so we'll bring her in on lap 7. On the money. We'll bring her in on lap 7, so full tank of fuel, coming in lap 7. And we'll take it from there with her. With Surikov, he has a little bit more smoothness, and therefore he can actually possibly get 6 laps out of these softs. And therefore we're going to try it. We're going to risk it. We don't have to push the tyres so hard because we're going to be stuck in traffic. So we'll just use the pace of the soft tyre and just keep him on neutral. The tyre temperature should be okay. And we're going to take him a lap down and bring him in lap 6. We're going to have him have this shorter stint. Now his form is looking pretty spiffing. And he's been in average form for the past 3 races. So this could be the day that it happens for Mr. Surikov. Keep your eye on him, folks. Is this going to be the day that he really puts the hammer down and shows the grid what he can do? I'm hoping so. Let's get cracking. Here we are. The grid is here. We've seen it already. We're going to dive straight into the race now. The lights are on. The lights are on. They're now off, and it's a pretty shaky start for Sundin. Let's see if she can make up some places in the second phase. Surikov is... Oh, she's off the track! She's gone wide! Oh, catastrophe for Sundin here! She has completely and utterly blown the start. She was slow off the line, and due to the pressure of trying to make up a place or two to get back into contention, she's driven wide, and she's now at the back of the field. Absolute catastrophe. Surikov hasn't got off to the best of starts either. He's in 12th position, but he is moving forward now. 11th. Can he get up the inside? No. It's not a problem. I hope. Sir, Sundin has blown it, man. Absolutely blown it. But let's focus on Surikov as he moves up the inside now of Flores, and he's up into 10th position. He's once going over the line, and we're in 10th position. Right, he's still down on his starting position. What do we do now? So he needs to do another 5 laps. So we're going to take him down to high, and we're going to just take him down to neutral now, because he has to make these tyres last, and it's hot enough for the tyre temperatures to be nice and steady there. She's going to go down to high and also push as well for a lap, and then she'll go push and neutral. She needs to keep pushing these medium tyres. So Surikov just settling into a rhythm now. 10th position, not panicking. Lipponen ahead of him is on the slightly harder compound, but tyre temp's looking okay. Engine fuel is looking fine. Sundin has now reached... she's up into 19th now. She is making headway. It's going to be a long race for her, though. Right, 4 more laps. Still fine. Still fine to push. Right, just going to turn the tyres down for her now. Just beginning to get a little heat into them. But she's still going to maintain push on the engine, as is Surikov for now. She's up into 18th. She is making her way through the field, so to give her a juice, she has to just get her head down now and work hard. That's all she can do. All right, Surikov coming round. He's got 3 more laps to do after this. He's up into 9th position. There we go. He's not panicking either. He's just siving his way through the field nicely. Still gone. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. He's looking pretty good. He's up into eighth position. Form is looking reasonable at 7.2, and he's letting us know what he can do when he's on the money. He's got Sylvander in his sights in the Panther, and he's looking like he's going to make a pass here. He is. He ain't messing about here. He ain't holding back. Oh, but no. Sylvander defending very well, in fact. As Sundin is now into 17th position. And we'll just go down that there for now. As he's looking again, and Sylvander still making his car very wide. Still making his car very wide, but we'll try again. Oh no, he's lost a position. He's lost a position. He's too busy focusing on Sylvander, and he's lost a position to Veracruz. But oh, it's not. It's Lipponen. Sorry. It's nip and tuck. We're going to give him a bit more now with the tyres. We're going to give him a little tinge more with the engine. Let's see if we can use that extra power to get past both of them. It's looking unlikely. Right, he's got one more lap to do after this. His tyres should last. Here we go. Here we go. He's got full beans. He's got full beans. He's going past round the outside, in fact. Round the outside. He swoops on round and he's off. He ain't messing around tonight. Here we go. Right, one more lap. He's coming in this lap, so he's got just enough fuel. Just enough fuel. We're going to pit him. We're going to put him onto a set of mediums for the middle stint. We're going to fuel him max. Give him a full fuel. And he's going to go long for the middle stint. Put the hammer down for his out lap. Put the hammer down for his in lap. Yeah, we can put the hammer down, push the tyres. Right, let's have a look at Sundin here, see what we can do with her. I mean, it would actually be beneficial possibly for us to bring her in early as well, because she is stuck in traffic. So if we bring her in early, she can get into clear air, get some fast laps in, and see what happens. We're going to actually try it. There is going to be a stacking issue, but is it worth it? Oh, what to do with her? I'm thinking we should stick her on a hard compound and have her push like the wind. My only concern is the condition of the car, but that should be okay. I don't know what to do with her. One more lap. Yeah, one more lap. We'll bring her. I was going to take her 7 laps, but I think what we'll do is we'll go one more lap now on push, and then bring her in, put her on another set of mediums, fuel her, fuel her full for another stint, and then off we tootle. Didn't I pit Sirikov in time? Wait a minute, am I getting confused here? No, that's fine. Okay, I'm getting confused. I thought we were coming up to the pit stop. No, I did Sirikov early, it's fine. He's pitting after this lap. He's pitting now. Right, so if we pit her in now, she'll be pitting on the same lap. Which is... going to have to be... There's a 20% mistake chance, though. I don't think her tyres will last 2 laps. That's the only issue. It's going to... Oh, there, I see rain in the distance. I see rain in the distance here, folks. I do not know what to do with Sundin here. I have to make a decision, though, because everybody's pitting now. So if everybody's pitting now, then she's going to get a little bit of clear air anyway. So I think it's not worth stacking her. And considering that the rain is coming round about lap 15, the longer she can go, the better. Actually. Right, so Sirikov is coming round. So we're going to cancel her pit. Cancel her pit. Oh, I'm getting all confused here. Getting all confused. Thankfully there's no mistakes. Look at this. Look at this. It's absolute calamity. Right, we're going to go... Right, so with Surikov, let's have a look. Let me get my bearings now. The rain is coming round about lap 15, which is 8 laps from now. So we're going to have to make sure that we last this full stint. So, literally, we're going to go medium, neutral, and just pace ourselves, ready for that rain. Right, she's coming in. She's going to pit. Medium tyres. Fuel options. She's going to have to come in around about lap 15 because of the rain. So the lap 15 will be... was that 6 laps from here? Lap 7. No, it's, okay. 7 laps of fuel, isn't it? It's the same. Oh, it's all complicated, is this? It's complicated stuff. Hopefully it will work out in the end. Right. So Sundin coming round. She's having her pit stop, and after her pit stop we'll go medium, medium as well. So this is just a game of patience now for Surikov, because we just want to make sure that we don't come into the pits too early. The later we come into the pits, the better, because we will be able to go onto the intermediate tyre at the perfect time. We don't want to come. We don't want to end up ending up in the pits around about lap 13 and going on the intermediate tyre for a lap of dry track. We want to be timing it perfectly, so we need to ensure that the tyres last long enough for us to be able to get in right on the money. Same with Sundin. She has an extra lap of fuel, however, so she can possibly go high on the engine mode, and she's got an extra lap of tyre life, so she can probably also go push on the tyres, at least for a lap or two, just to try and get past a couple of cars maybe. But she definitely has such a long, long way to go. If she gets a point today, it'll be a minor miracle. Right, here we go. We've got Surikov is battling with Veracruz, who's probably got higher engine mode, and yet he's been given the order to push. They're on soft compound tyres though. All the drivers ahead of us are on soft compound tyres, which I don't think will last until lap 15. They're going to come in and change to intermediate tyres when the track is still dry, so I think we can get the jump on some of these guys by coming in at the perfect moment. At least that's what I'm hoping. So we're looking at 15. So still 5 more laps to go. Just going to give him a little bit of push now, just to heat the tyres up a touch. Take her down, keep her on high. 16th position. There she is. She's not actually massively behind in terms of time. 6 or 7 seconds. Is she catching the car ahead of her? 1.2, 1.1. It is a Thornton, so we should be looking good there. Fisher's coming in to the pits for a repair. He's going to have to pit again when it gets to the rain. So this is looking really good for us right now, actually. This is looking really good. Turn the tyres down. This is looking pretty spiffing here, because those guys that have just pit, they're going to have to definitely pit again, and they're now behind us on the track. So yeah, it's all just a nice little patient waiting game as we come around for another lap. So I just need to make sure here we've got 3 laps of fuel, which will take us to lap 15, which is almost perfect. We can actually push for a little bit, and these tyres We'll go round on neutral one more time, and then we'll put them on push for the last 2 laps of the stint, and we'll also put the engine on push as well. So one more lap for him on neutral, and then he's going to be given full authority to charge. Meanwhile, Sundin actually is in a much better position to push both engine and tyres. They're coming on the same lap, which is the only issue. But she's almost 10 seconds behind, so perhaps it's not too much of an issue unless there's a major mistake during the pits. But she's not really making any inroads on this Thornton, which is a little bit unnerving. Espinosa coming into the pits. Again, that's not the best time to make a change to intermediate tyres, and that's exactly what he's doing. His team have told him the rain is coming, but he's on intermediate tyres far too soon. He's going to do at least 2 more laps on intermediate tyres. That's going to be absolutely catastrophic. Now is the time for us to build a gap to make our pit stop. Now is the time for us to build that gap up, so that when we do come into the pits, we might have a pit stops gap to him. Come on, now is the time. We've got 1 more lap to do after this. Just 1 more. The tyres should last. Just about. Got plenty of fuel. Everybody's coming into the pits now for their intermediate tyres. It's a lap too early. There we go. So Sirikov, he's come round. He's got plenty of fuel, etc, etc. Intermediate tyres. Fuel into the end. Park conditions looking alright to me. Let's have a look at Sundin. She's coming round now. She's in the same position. So she will come in for the pits. She will put on intermediate tyres. She will fuel same. Park conditions for her. Okay. Not catastrophic. Well, she's got plenty of fuel. He's got plenty of fuel. So yeah. Just turn that down slightly. Okay, so Sirikov, here he comes. He's going past now, as other drivers, of course, are on the wrong tyres. He's going to have to use this opportunity. And now the rain comes. And as the rain begins to fall, we are coming into the pits to change to intermediate tyres. Right on the money. Right at the right time. So here you go, this is going to be a potential stacking situation. Sirikov, mistake with the tyre, but it's fine. Still got the fuel to put in. There we go, here comes Sundin. She's refuelling also. Lovely job. Sirikov has come out in 6th position after all is said and done, with excess fuel, which means he's going to push to the end on high. He's going to push the tyres because we can make these tyres go around for 5 laps really easily. Same for her. And she's up into 13th. She's up into 13th, which is still not enough for the points, and it's unlikely that she's going to get any higher, so it's a very tough ask for old Sundin here. But she's tried her best, bless her. But Mr. Sirikov is in 6th. We've got Espinosa in the pits, which means that we are into 5th. And looking mighty good. Balcazar, Becker and Chapman. The question is, do they have to pit again? Not for tyres, but for fuel. They came in quite early. So have they got enough fuel to get them to the end of the race? That is an interesting question. Track is getting wet. It's not going to get any wetter than this though, so these are the perfect tyres to be on. We just have to see if other drivers are going to have to pit. If not, Sirikov takes 5th. Good result. But if anybody else needs to top up for a splash and dash, Sirikov could be on the podium if more than one person does it. Panel just came off the front wing. It's fine. Just ignore it. Just keep on going. The front wing is perfectly fine. No need to fuss. 28% is plenty. Her rear wing is a little bit dodgy. So 3 laps left after this one. We're still keeping our fingers crossed that the cars ahead of us need to pit for fuel. His tyres are looking a little bit shady. Can they last 3 laps? That's an interesting question. I do not know the answer to that, but it's going to be very close. Becker is having to nurse those tyres. He's in conserve mode, as is Chapman. Balcazar's pushing his tyres, and his tyres are getting warm. I mean, that's not very wise. He qualified on pole. He's in third position. Let's take a look at the situation. Our drivers are in pretty static positions, so there's not much lost here by taking... Oh, he is having to pit! I thought they may do! He's pitting! He's pitting! Can we move up? So is Becker! Here we go! Surikov coming round, but they are coming out of the pits just ahead. Becker made a pit stop and got out ahead. Balcazar, however, is stuck behind Schmidt, but he's on fresh tyres and in a faster car. So it's going to be very difficult for us to keep him behind us. But there's a couple of cars behind with problems with their car. We've got warning lights on their cars here. So they're going to have to really, really be careful. Whereas we are pushing our engines because we can. Right, it looks like Chapman and Veracruz are not going to have to pit again, but Chapman's tyres are going to be screaming out for help. But he only has to do one more lap, and look at that, 5th place is right behind us here. Push, 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 Surikov, do not let him pass, do not let him pass, come on, my gosh, he's flying here, come on, just keep position. Keep position! Keep position! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Push! 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 Like you've never pushed before! I know it's wet and it's slippery and whatever else, but just keep pushing! Your form is good! You tried to show us what you can do! Keep him behind! Keep him behind! Keep him behind! No! 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 Yes! Good job! And Sundin has just crept into 11th. Right on the last corner. Not enough for a points finish, but not a bad effort, not a bad try. Her start completely and utterly ruined it for her. After that, it was always going to be an uphill struggle. But Surikov, with an absolutely heroic drive, a well-timed pit strategy when the weather was changing, and decent form, and he's finished in 4th position. Absolute superstar. And look who's won the race. It's Harry Chapman. Gets his title bid back on track. Wow. Phew. Another good one. So we're just getting up there all the time. I can't speak. I'm in shock. Harry Chapman wins the race. 2 soft stints and an intermediate stint. Pretty good strategy. Veracruz in 2nd in the Windsor, no less. Which is good for their constructors' bid. Unfortunate for us, of course. But pretty good there. And Becker in 3rd. Did make a pit stop right at the end, but still managed to get out ahead of us, only just. Surikov in 4th, good effort. Balcazar pitted, came out behind Schmidt, passed him, but couldn't quite pass Surikov. He finishes in 5th. Schmidt with a good finish there for Van Dort on the hard compound to start with. He was in 6th. Espinosa 7th, Fischer 8th, and Sylvander 9th. And rounding out the top 10, it's De Graaf in the Kitano, not having a good race for a change, which is good news for us. And here Sundin just missing out on the points after a horrific start, going wide on the first corner. That's really going to make the Constructors' Championship very interesting, because Windsor have just put themselves back into the mix, having fallen down to 6th. Surikov, there we go, 12 points. Very nice indeed. Veracruz for Windsor, though, 18. Very nice indeed for them. But look at that, Kitano only scoring a lowly 1 point. So, Drivers' Championship looks like that. Surikov 27, Sundin 10. We're not bothered about that though. This is the screen that we're most interested in. And look at that. Look how close it is. Panther at the top with 98, Steinman with 95 and Scuderia Rossini with 94. Those three teams a class above the rest and battling with each other for the title. But then you've got the next three, best of the rest. You've got Windsor, Phoenix Knights and Kitano, 38, 37 and 33. It's close. It's very, very close indeed. It's got to be a ding-dong of a season, I think, to find out who gets 4th position in the Constructors. Who the hell is running Panther race team? Donkeys? He won the race. What do you need? So Sundin's form, unsurprisingly 4.9 after going off, I'm not surprised. 7.4 for Surikov. He's just improving race by race, isn't he? He's just beginning to improve race by race. At a 5.3 he got 10th, at a 5.5 he got 8th, at a 6.5 he got 5th, and at a 7.4 he got 4th. He's still in the 9 region. If he drives at a 9, can he get on the podium? That's the question we are asking ourselves here. And look at that. Less than 1 million we have lost after this race. Very healthy finances indeed. In fact, if we keep it up, we might be able to afford another building. So there you have it, another race flies on by. Our next event is at the Black Sea in Russia, where it's expected to be another potentially wet race. We like wet races, so bring it on. Join me next time to see if we can keep on moving up. We've got better race on race. There's only one, the next step from 4th is indeed the podium. So let's aim high. Can we get on the podium? Find out next time. See you soon.